Hello, everyone, and welcome to Divine Human. I am your host, Maria Martinez. And today we have a beautiful guest, Nidhu Kapoor, back on the show. And our topic today is love. But before we get into our topic, I'm going to share a little bit about her. And you've met her before, you've heard her before, you've experienced her before. She is the world's fastest energy worker, owner and sharer of the Decrees, the language of 5D, and the world's fastest manifesting process. So today we welcome Nidhu again back on the show to really expand on love. And what is the story about love that we pursue? What is the idea and perception of love that we pursue that either helps us feel more empowered or helps us get closer to our divine mission, our alignment, living the life that we desire? Or if we don't have the awareness of love, or if we've forgotten that love is available to us, what that looks like in our life, and how the decrees can help us. Welcome, Nidhu.
Thank you, Maria. It's always such a delight to be back with you. Hi, everybody. Hello again.
And yeah, wonderful. Yes,
I super love our topic for today, Maria, because we speak a lot about love. We speak about the importance of loving ourselves. A lot of us are on the search for love. Like, I would think that every woman who gets onto the healing journey actually first begins somewhere with a desire to find somebody who will love her, who she can be in a relationship with, who she can have a family with. Like, love is such a dear topic to us, and yet it's probably also one of the least understood words and energies. For a lot of us, love is romantic love, right? It's about that intimacy. It's about being with that one person. But there are so many aspects to love. There are so many aspects to a durable, sustainable, eternal love, which we're all really looking for. Like when we were chatting, it's when we show up on the healing journey. Like, we show up because we want to heal our relationships with somebody, or we want to heal our relationships with money, or we want to manifest something in our lives, because healing processes are usually manifesting processes. But at the end of the day, what we really, really want at the core of it all is to be loved, is to feel loved, is to give love, is to share love, to love and be loved. Like, this is really what we want. And we think sometimes that if we have the money, or if we have that job, or if we have that social status, or if we have that bungalow or that Rolls Royce, that'll somehow bring us that love. Like, we assume certain things we think will bring us that love. But actually, what we're really seeking is that love. Mm-hmm. That sense of connection, that sense of oneness, mm-hmm. where we feel belonged. Ivan Marcotte, he's a dating coach. I think he's a wonderful dating coach. And one of the things he says about what women really want, and I think men want it as well, is to feel safe, heard, and understood. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was such a wonderful way to break down understanding what love is. Mm-hmm. Where even if you are with somebody who doesn't really love you, but you feel safe with that person, you will feel loved. Mm-hmm. Like, how it is, Maria? Like I know that when you are speaking, we are all listening to you. When I am speaking, I feel your fullness in how you listen. And that makes me feel the love. Mm-hmm. I feel it from you. I feel it from the community. And even though we're not necessarily thinking, I love this person or I love this speaker, but the love is there because
Mm-hmm.
when we understand what love really is, then we can also understand better whether we are receiving it or not receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
You said something very beautiful, and please tell us a little bit more, Maria. The way that we end up settling for love that's actually quite toxic. We end up staying with partners who make us unhappy. We end up staying in jobs where our bosses don't value us or treat
Mm-hmm.
us badly. We end up staying in places where there is no love.
Yes. Yes. And what I often see, and what I've experienced as well, is that we have an idea of love, but a lot of times we forget that love is already available to us. Love is already within us. We seek, because we've separated from that, because we separated from ourselves, we seek that love outside us.
True.
And when we seek it outside of us, a lot of times we effort, a lot of times we give our power away, a lot of things we do for others, a lot of times we don't have healthy boundaries, a lot of times we overgive and overextend ourselves because we want that love, we want that approval, we want that significance, we want to be seen, we want to matter. And in reality, the love that we truly seek, it's within us. It's really the connection to ourselves. It's a connection to source. It's a connection to the light. Or if we recognize that what we seek is already there, then we can come back to the place of stillness. We can come back to the place of wholeness. We can come back to the place of connection. You mentioned that a lot of times in the healing journey, we connect to love. And that is part of the reason why, because we connect back to ourselves. We can connect back to source or the God of our understanding. We connect back and we realize that there isn't a void there. The void that is there was the separation that we created from ourselves and from source. And then when we realize that that was an illusion, and we come back into the place of wholeness, the place of completeness, the place of stillness, then we can more easily access and embody love, which is what you experience and I experience when we're sitting here together holding the space of love. We can easily tap into it and allow ourselves to really feel into love. And then other aspects of love, like compassion, like joy, like kindness, loving kindness. And that is the key, that or the understanding, the awareness that we kind of in a process, in a healing journey, we come into, that it is already there and that it's already available to us. And the way we treat ourselves, it's a reflection of that, whether we are in the know and we have a beautiful practice of self-care, or whether we have healthy boundaries, so we're in the practice of honoring ourselves, whether we are in alignment with our mission and purpose, and we are in service to others and complete and not allow our energy to be drained, then we recognize the love for ourselves. And we are in that awareness of the love for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. And go ahead.
You said something so crucial again, breaking down various ways to understand love, healthy boundaries. A lot of us don't recognize that healthy boundaries is an act of self-love.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to say, no, I'm not going to take your nonsense. Or even the other thing, connection. And connection being, of course, connection with others, but you cannot have that connection with others or with the universe if you don't have it with yourself. Like Bruce Lipton, the author of The Biology of Belief, he introduced epigenetics to us, the importance of how nurturing and versus nature, like both play a role. Like we are not limited by our genes, that our genes can can be closed, some can be opened, that the way that we nurture or receive nurturing can impact a bad gene, a gene for disease, for example. And one of the things he says in his book, The Honeymoon Effect, and he says, I learned again and again in my life, until you get your own act together, you're not ready for big love. And what he's really saying, just to paraphrase a lot of the things he goes on to explain, is exactly what you just said, Maria, which is that you've got to be able to do this for yourself first. That the absence of a healthy, good, nurturing, nourishing, supportive, trustworthy, respectful love in our external relationships will actually come when we have it for ourselves, with ourselves. The connection you speak of, the connection with the universe is us, right? We are the universe in motion, and therefore it's that connection with us. But somewhere we hand it over, we give it away, or it gets taken from us because there are so many of us so traumatized. We come from abusive backgrounds, and in abuse, that's really what's being taken, our connection with ourselves, where we're being told we're unworthy, we're undeserving, we're not good enough of this love. So we spend our lives trying to prove ourselves worthy. And of course, we fail miserably in that process because the truth was never out there. It was always inside, that we have to find it inside.
That's right.
Or we have to tap into it. Yeah. Please.
Right. Yes. And that's where the efforting comes from. That's where the struggle comes from. That's where the hardship comes from, and the pain and the suffering, because we've been looking for it, or we look for it outside, and we experience rejection. We experience not belonging. We experience not being honored.
Yeah.
And all of that, gets internalized in the mind, the emotion, the physical body, into I am unworthy, I am undeserving, I'm not good enough, or even physical ailments, symptoms in the physical body. And that's where your work and my work is really important, because when we can come back to the truth through the decrees, through inner child healing, through that self-awareness, through connection with source, through embodying, and amplifying our energy and a vibration, raising a vibration, then we can come back and become who we're meant to be. Amazing, beautiful, divine beings on this earth, manifesting our greatest desires, living the life that we're meant to live.
Absolutely.
So I think the work, it's so important because it dismantles that old programming, those old mental models, the energetic fragments, and those walls that we put up. It dismantles the confusion, the filters, the illusion that is surrounding us. And then we come back to the place of love. We come back to the place of empowerment. We come back to the place of choice.
Correct.
Yeah, beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about your decrees, and how your decrees are a powerful way of realigning with the source of our love, the source of true love that's already available and overflowing within us.
True. Love is always seeking to express itself, which is why people who live alone will get a pet, will get plants, because we all have this love that we want to give. And we all have this love in us, no matter what kind of trajectory our life has had. Because like Maria said, right, because it's overflowing in us, and it's always looking for a way to continue to be shared, to be put out in the world. along with our desire that we have love is also the desire that we give love. And here's the beauty of how life is on planet Earth. The breath that we have, of course, it takes in oxygen, but it also takes in prana. Prana being the life force, the chi, the pneuma. It's called pneuma in Greek. The life force that we breathe in is also bringing in love continuously to us. Therefore, if we will just breathe a little better as well, that will also bring in some love. I am going to give you some love decrees, Maria, and I have no doubt that you are going to enjoy it. Your community is going to enjoy it. But people, just for a minute with me, I would like us to breathe a little fully. Breathing is one of the first places that self-care begins. If we cannot breathe properly, we cannot receive properly. We cannot digest properly. We cannot process properly. We cannot heal totally. So let's keep our feet uncrossed. Let's keep our palms open and facing towards the ceiling. An open palm means we're open to receiving, because palms, soles of the feet, top of the head, belly button, these are places where the energy, the prana interchange is maximum, which is why walking is so good for us. Clapping is so good for us because it immediately impacts life force. And in fact, for today's call, let me call it the love force. Let's bring in some love force. So let us keep our eyes closed. For the love force to come in and completely flow through and disperse itself into each and every one of our cells, our posture also needs to be correct. So postures straightened, postures corrected. Poor postures you can leave now. Spine lengthened, spine strengthened, postures lengthened, strengthened, lengthened, strengthened. And your posture will automatically start going into a position which is optimal for us to receive the maximum life force. Please make sure that you have support for your back, the back of your chair, the back of a wall, the back of your bed. Even if you're lying down, it's fine, the back of your sofa. Allow yourself to receive support, because that is also a way of letting the universe know that you are okay to not do it all alone. When you inhale now, I want you to inhale till you can't inhale anymore. So inhale, 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 inhale. Like you can't inhale anymore. Your chest has risen. It's kind of coming up to your collarbone. Your rib cage has come up. Your lungs are full. And when you can't hold the inhale anymore, begin the exhale through the nose. And exhale, 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 exhale till you can't exhale anymore. When you do that, your lower abdomen is going to start contracting and contracted, 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 almost like a minor ab crunch, till you can't contract and exhale anymore. Begin the round of inhale. Fill up, and then begin the round of exhale. Release, release, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, letting 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 it go, 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 going, going, gone, all gone, all gone. When we take in so much prana, love force, it makes us giddy. Makes us giddy because of the oxygen, but also makes us giddy in the way that we get giddy when we fall in love. You know how it is? We live in our head, we like float above the ground. And this is the same thing that happens when we are able to breathe properly. So if right now this is too much, your head is feeling very funny, too light, I want you to just gently start stamping your feet. And it will start bringing the oxygen and love force into the body. Just while sitting, stamp your feet, your eyes are still closed. Fantastic. And keep your eyes closed, because what I'm going to share with you about a love decree is as simple as this. You know, when you say, I love you, now I love you is one of the most noble, powerful, empowering statements in the world. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. For us to receive this, I love you, when we say it a particular way, we receive the love that is already overflowing within us, as well as the love that is always around us. Because prana is infinite, which is why you will breathe for the rest of your life. You will breathe, there will be breath, even when we have crossed over. Our children will breathe, and their children will breathe. Prana, love force, is eternal, it is timeless, it is always available to us. And what I want you to now connect with is a body part that you don't like, a body part that you're very self-conscious about. Because obviously, then this becomes the body part where you are storing your maximum judgment and your maximum self-unlove. Whatever this part is, it could be your nose, it could be your belly, it could be thighs, it could be your arms, it could be your chest. We can get very conscious of our chest, your hips, whichever part that is. I just want you to become aware of this part. And now, first, as a warm up, before I give you the decree, you're going to inhale and you're going to exhale from this body part. So you're going to inhale, and whichever is this body part that carries your maximum unlove, which will then also carry quite a bit of your stress and stuckness, because then that's the part we don't want to engage with. That's the part we look at in the mirror and think, I don't like this. I wish I could do something about it. You know, you're going to inhale and you're going to exhale through this body part. And let us say this body part is your belly. So you're going to inhale and exhale fully as you can. And when you exhale, you're going to exhale through the belly. And when you do that, your belly is going to relax. Something's going to start moving here, because the love is coming in. And when love comes in, whatever is unlike love starts getting dislodged to come out. Let us do this 2 more times, and you can go to another body part or stay with the same body part. You're going to inhale and you're going to exhale from the body part that you do not like. One more time, you're going to inhale and you're going to exhale through the body part you don't like. Very gently and not completely open your eyes. Please have some water, as much water as possible. Because when things get dislodged, they need the flow of water to dislodge and dissipate them faster. And now I'm going to give you a decree. This particular body part that you don't like, that you're very conscious about, that you do your best to hide and hope people don't notice, whether it is with padding, with clothes, with makeup, or just sometimes when you sit or stand or walk, you put your palms in front of it. To this body part, and we'll stay with the example of the belly, to this body part, you are going to say the decree, I love you, my belly. This my word is very important. It's not I love you, belly. It's I love you, my belly. The moment you say this, the love is going to soak in from not just the inside, but outside as well. The prana that we are surrounded by, the auric field that has our maximum prana, close to our skin is going to immediately start putting it into the belly. So you could feel anxious, you could feel nauseated, you could feel weird and funny, or you could be delighted. All of this depends on how much love you are comfortable to receive. Because right now, you've just completely brought it in. I love you, my, and let us say that your thighs bother you. I love you, my thighs. Let us say there is pain in the knees. I love you, my knees. And you will see the moment you have brought love in, the healing, the release of pain, the release of tightness is so rapid. You have the light coming in because love is light and light is love, and both are God. So when you have brought this universal, divine frequency of God, of love, of divinity, it is impossible that what was keeping you dark and low and heavy and dense can stay. After all, it only takes a candle to remove the darkness. You don't have to do anything about the darkness. You just have to light the candle, which is what we've just done. Your sun is coming out from behind the clouds. It is radiating, it is shining. I love you, my so and so and so. I love you, my inner child. I love you, my inner children. I love you, my. The reason we say inner child and inner children is also harking back to what Maria mentioned, because all healing is a healing of our past. All healing is a healing of our younger selves. All healing is a healing of our inner children, because there is more than one child. And when you bring this love, the compassion automatically flows in, the kindness, the patience, even the regret that you didn't bring in love earlier. Whatever is your response, allow it to flow. If it's the love, allow it to flow to all parts of your body. If it's all the things that was stored there, that was taking the place of love, let it flow out. Whatever is your symptom, let it release. Let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Release, release, so you can receive, receive. Release, release, so you can receive, receive. Release, release, so you can receive, receive, and receive, and receive some more. You must definitely let us know how that made you feel, what came up, what showed up for you. Was it easy to receive love, or was it not easy to receive love? And most of all, can you commit today on this call with Maria and I that you will look at bringing in more and more of this love. I love you, my. It's just 4 words. I love you, my. I love you, my. That the more of it you can bring in, the more your self-esteem, your self-respect, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-confidence, your ability to make healthier choices for yourself, your ability to take risks that you know will lead you to greater states of empowerment, all of this will organically begin. You just commit to receiving, having, breathing, bringing in the love. Yes?
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I want to add a couple of things to that as well. We brought in the light, we expanded the light, we invited the healing to our inner child. But oftentimes we splinter or we go into fragmentation, the victim or the ego. But in reality, they're all parts of us. And even though, the ego may create judgment, may create resistance, it ultimately also wants love. So we want to expand and extend that love to that part of us that resists, that pushes back, that creates obstacles. We want to bring love and light to bring ease, to bring awareness, to bring compassion to that part of ourselves. The same thing to the victim, the part of us that experienced the trauma, the part of us that internalized the trauma, the part of us that feels disconnected from the world or disconnected from ourselves, the part of us that's in pain. We also want to expand our love to that part of ourselves and recognize that we're all one, that it's all these parts are part of the whole, part of our totality. And we want to expand that love of I love you, I love myself, I love every part of myself, every aspect of myself, my physical body, my consciousness, my mind, my spirit, my soul, my energy, my vibration. I love you that it is a reflection of me. I love you that it's me, that it's I, that it's one. We are one. And then bring every part of you back into that alignment, back into wholeness, back into love, to experience unconditional love, to experience connection, to experience belonging, to experience truth.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because truth is love. Because the truth might make us feel a little bad because some truths are a little hard to hear, but there is never any damage. In the truth, we're always safe and grounded and stable, which are all aspects of love. Truth, awareness, light, love, God, these are all the same meaning. This is all love. And exactly, Maria, the integration of my vibration, my energy, the part of me that is victimized and playing victim, the part of me that has developed the lack mentality, the part of me that is developing the prosperity mentality, that integration of soul and mind and spirit and body and heart, that is truly that oneness, is that sense of connection, belonging, warmth that we are seeking without knowing that we are seeking it, because that is the love and that is our joy and happiness. So true, Maria, as always, so well expressed, so beautifully said.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And when you were bringing in the decrees, I saw different colors, purple and blue and lavender, other shades of purple that were very beautiful. And I'm sure the audience also experienced in different ways, whether you felt it, you perceived it, you sensed it. When you're in the place of allowing, when you truly allow yourself to receive, miracles happen. But in order for us to allow ourselves to receive, we get to love ourselves, because loving ourselves is giving to ourselves. Therefore, we allow ourselves to receive. So the practice of self-love, the practice of unconditional love for ourselves is also very important. Because when you can give it to yourself, then you can give it to anyone.
Absolutely. Because when you start giving it to you is when you tap into that, as Maria said, that overflowing well. That well feels sometimes, because things happen like it's empty or you don't have it, but actually it's just there, ready and waiting for the signal for you to say, well up again. It just wants to pour out. And in the act of giving yourself, which is the biggest act of self-love, you will have more than enough to give to others as well. And that's when your most beautiful relationships will start to manifest, where you will give and receive love. And I want to give you a goddess decree here. And a goddess decree is, I find you. It's 3 words. And when you hear it, you will recognize the importance of these 3 words, which are, I find you. And this is, I find you loved. I find you love. I find you loved easily. Love finds you easily. You find love easily. And the goddess decrees, because the goddess embodies this, right? She embodies the maternal, the divine feminine aspect of kindness, compassion, tolerance, patience, equanimity, creation, sensuality, body acceptance, love, a mother's love, a woman's love, a man's love, a healthy, nourishing, nurturing love. So the goddess decrees of, I find you. You can say this to yourself. And of course, you can use other words that you feel better with, because, like I said in the very beginning, one of the ways that we understand love is when we feel safe. Even if the other person is not using the word love or actively thinking love, when we feel safe, we feel loved. And therefore, I find you safe. I find you safe and protected. You find safety and protection easily. Safety and protection find you easily. I find you safe and protected easily. And immediately something will begin, because safety and protection was one of the first job profiles and the most primary job profile of our first love givers and caretakers, our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Learn, in fact, the language of love from our parents. And when we have trauma, or we have unavailable parents, or when we have toxic parenting, or when we have absent parents, then our definition of love also gets a little skewed. And then that definition keeps playing itself out. But when we can return to that sense of safety and protection, it also becomes easier to receive the love, a healthy love, a happy love, a respectful love, a love that values and cherishes you.
Beautiful and powerful. And when we come back to the place of love, we also realize that although our parents were the first to teach us love, that in reality, the love that we always yearn for, long for, was already there, because sometimes we get stuck in not having loving parents or not having a loving partner. But when we go through this practice and we embody safety and protection and access love from within, then we feel empowered. We feel powerful, because we're no longer seeking that love from the outside. And we can see everyone with unconditional love. We can see that they did the best they could, and we release the judgment. We uncreate the illusion of rejection. We uncreate the illusion of abandonment. We uncreate the illusion of not being accepted, because we can see through the eyes of unconditional love. And we can see everyone where they are or where they were in that moment in time without judgment. So that's very powerful.
Correct, because then our filters are not pain. Our filters, which is how we look at the world, then our filter becomes love. And therefore we see everybody else in all of those aspects of love, the compassion, the understanding, the awareness, even the understanding that everybody did their best they could, that victims create victims and hurt people hurt people. And therefore, we can break that cycle when we begin to give ourselves that love.
Exactly. Very good.
And then the realization that it was always really there, just waiting for us to tap into it, breathe into it.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. What would you say, or what message can you share with our audience about moving forward and being in this practice of self-love, unconditional love, divine love?
Commit. Maybe you are committed to money right now. Maybe you are committed to a relationship that you're trying to make work right now. Maybe you are committed to your career and your work right now. Maybe you are committed to your business right now. Maybe you are committed to your family now. Some of that commitment bring to you having this love for yourself. Because I will also say this, it is one of the hardest things to do. Our whole life we have spent waiting for somebody else to give it to us. Overnight, we are not going to be able to shift from that desire that this person give it to us, that person give it to us, the whole world give it to us giving it to ourselves. We can even feel pain in thinking, oh, now I got to do this also for myself. And therefore, when you bring in the commitment, even though all of these things might come up, these feelings might come up, these resistances might come up, that I would rather continue to try and prove how great I am and how amazing I am and how worthy I am of love. So the person I want love from will love me. If you have the commitment, you will return to this journey. You will remember this conversation between Maria and I, and you will get to a point where you will be glad that in whatever way, in however small way that you can begin you would have begun your commitment, that you have an answer. It is okay if where you are expecting it from is not coming. You have a solution. I will only say this: commit, smile at yourself at least once in the mirror, at least once a day. Smile for no reason at your computer, just once a day. Clap your hands around you just once a day. Clapping is about dissipating negative energy, but it is also, as we know, a celebration. So when you clap your hands around you, you dissipate the negative energy. You can even dissipate entities like that. And what you're doing is some part of you will recognize the part of your mind that has been trained that clapping is applause, that you are applauding yourself. But it all begins with that tiny shift that says, you know what? I'm going to make this one of my purposes. I'm going to put this on my to-do list. I'm going to make the commitment to loving myself. And it's really so simple, right? It's 4 words. I love you, my. My is very important. Otherwise, it becomes an affirmation. And an affirmation only works on the conscious mind. The decrees work on the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, superconscious, DNA, genetics, family, ancestors, lineage, and past lives simultaneously in one shot.
Beautiful.
So you want to use a decree. I love you, my. Enjoy, experiment, play with it, have fun with it, use it for whatever you would like. Like, for example, Christine was telling us how she has this conure, which is a kind of parrot, conure or conure, it's a kind of parrot, and he is a rescue. So he's very ill-tempered. He's a brash parrot. If he's free and somebody walks into the room, he will fly straight for their head and start attacking them. If he's in a foul mood, he will even start attacking Christine. And for 3 days, Christine just said, I love you, my Loki. Loki is the name of her parrot. I love you, my Loki. And just a couple of times. So it's not like we have to remind ourselves the whole day. It's just, I love you, my Loki. 3rd day, she was on a Zoom call. And he would do this even on a Zoom call. He would start attacking the computer from where the voice was coming. And it took her 30 minutes to realize that he's been flying around. He has neither shrieked nor come and bitten. He's just come and sat and pecked at the various rings she was wearing. You can change everything with love.
Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful topic today. It was very powerful, Nidhu.
Yes.
If they wanted to find out more about you, where can they find you?
On YouTube, I have quite a few videos up, and my email is Nidhu, Nidhu, B for Bombay, B for Bountiful, Kapoor, Kapoor, Nidhu B. Kapoor at gmail.com is another place to get a response from me within 24 hours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's always fun and it's always a pleasure to have you here on the show. And I'm sure my community enjoys the energy that you bring, the powerful decrees and the experience. Thank you so much. And I look forward to another wonderful chat with you here on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. I love chatting with you because I feel like there's so much that comes up in what you also have to say that just it's like we bring something together. Mm-hmm. And I have no doubt that everybody's going to agree. Please let us know that you do agree to that. And big love, big hug. Namaste from India.
Yes, namaste, everyone. Lots of love. Bye-bye for now.